So in this video, we're going to look at more problems on area and perimeter. So a lot of these problems we're going to work on working backwards, which means that we're given the perimeter or the area, and then we're trying to find the side length. So the first one says the perimeter of a square is 20 meters. What is the length of the sides of the square? So whenever you're working backwards, what you want to do is you want to first kind of write the formula that we're looking for. So the perimeter is equal to 4s, where s represents my side length. And then you want to replace the perimeter with what it's equal to, which is 20. You don't need to put the units because sometimes that confuses students. So 20 equals 4s, and then we solve for s. So to solve for s, because we're doing 4 times s, we do the inverse operation and we divide both sides by 4, and s is equal to 5 meters. Okay. The perimeter and the side length always have the same units. Okay, so for another one, working backwards with area, the area of a rectangle is 200 square centimeters. The length is 20 centimeters. What is the width? So the same idea, we want to figure out what is the area of a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. And then we want to use that formula and plug in what we know. So we know that the area is 200. We know that the length is 20. And then I'm going to put W because I don't know the width. That's what I'm trying to find. And then I solve it. So because it's 200 equals 20W and I'm multiplying 20 times W, I do the inverse and I divide both sides by 20. And then we get W equals 10, and then it's going to be centimeters. So the units for area are always squared, but the units for side are always just that unit, basic unit. So centimeters, meters, feet, whatever the basic unit is. So this one we have a picture. So we have this trapezoid and we are trying to find the missing side. And they are telling me that this is my base. So we could call this one like B1. And this is my height. And then we're missing this side, which we would call B2. Okay. So just remember the height is the distance between the parallel sides, and the two parallel sides are called B1 and B2. And the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 H times the quantity B1 plus B2. So again, we just plug in what we know and then solve for what we're missing. So I know the area is 49. I know the height is 6.9. And I know that B1 is 4.7. And then I'm looking for B2, so I leave that in my equation. Okay. So then we're going to solve this. So the first thing you can do is I have 1/2 times 6.9. So I can do that, either doing 1/2 or 0.5 times 6.9. And if you do that, you get 3.45. And then from here, there's 2 different ways to solve it. One way is that from here, I could, because I'm multiplying these, I could do the inverse and I could divide both sides by the 3.45. And then here it reduces or cancels. And then if I do 49 divided by 3.45, I get 14.2029 equals, then I have 4.7 plus B2. I just have this left, so I don't need the parentheses anymore. And then I would subtract 4.7 from both sides because I'm adding it. And so that gives me 9.503. I'll do 3 decimal places, is equal to B2. Okay. Now the other way, if I go back to that step that we were, the other way to solve it with the 49 equals 3.45 times the quantity 4.7 plus B2. If you don't think to divide, what you could also do is you could use the distributive property and distribute it to both. So you do 3.45 times 4.7, which is 16.215. And then you can do 3.45 times B2, which is 3.45 B2. And now you would solve it like you would a two-step equation. So we're adding the 16.215, so I would subtract that from both sides. So that gives me 32.785. And then I'm going to divide both sides by that 3.45 now. Okay, and then I get the same thing, 9.503 feet. So just two different ways to solve the same equation. So those are all examples of how to find the missing information when we're given either the area or the perimeter.